At this time, I'm going to ask Joshua Fulgium to come up and give his life change story. This is one of our favorite things to do at Church at the Center, is to not just listen to a preacher or teacher and listen to praise music, although we love those two things. We believe in having people come up and share their life change story. The testimony is huge to be shared among the community of faith. And so here Joshua is going to do that for us.
Hello, everybody. My name's Joshua, as he said. For those of you that been coming here regularly, you've seen me around a lot. You might not know any of my history. So I figured I'd come up here tonight and give you a little bit of my past before I came to know God, what happened whenever God came into my life, saved me, turned me around, and pretty much what he's done for me ever since. Sort of had a little thing planned out, but I sort of got a monkey wrench through in it, get up here and get a little nervous. But I used to be a straight atheist. You know, a lot of that came from, he's talking about experiences as a kid, about the heaven and hell of a church. I was about 10 years old. I went into a church out in between here and Republic. I walk in, you know, thinking, okay, this might be all right. Let's try this out. Went with a friend of mine. And I went in there, and then in the middle of the service, everybody just starts hooting and hollering, jumping up, dancing, waving hands everywhere. Then people go around smacking people in the head and falling on the ground, you know, just doing all the shaking, looking like they was having seizures. And I was like, oh, this is what God's about? No, I'm done with this. I'm gone. I didn't want none of it. I was 10 years old. It scared me. So, you know, I pretty much became an atheist after that, because it was easy to stick with that, because in a lot of religions, nobody seems to agree on anything in your different denominations. I mean, to me, I thought there was just one God, but it seems like a lot of people argue about it. And it made it easier as an atheist to, you know, just say, hey, you know, there was only one God, but y'all keep arguing about everything. Me, as a kid, besides that, it led me off to a bad road in life. I chose the life of the flesh, the sins. I got addicted to money, power, drugs, alcohol, pretty much anything you can imagine. I was down for it. Anything with God. I ran the total opposite way after my little 10-year-old experience, and come from a broken home. Didn't really have a lot of church in my life then. So I wanted the nice cars, the big house, you know, bigger, better deal. I always thought that's what it was about, what would bring me true happiness. All that did, it led me into a life of nothing but a lot of crime. I ruined a lot of people's lives. You know, I fought the addiction, but I also fed people's addiction. And I would try to justify it a lot, you know. When I'd go selling drugs to people, I'd bring in bags of groceries for the kids, because most people on drugs, they tend to forget about their children. And that, to me, I mean, that was just justifying it. And I always meant well with things I did in life. You know, I tried to do good things, but, you know, something inside of me always had a struggle. And then almost 2 years ago, I finally made the commitment to God. And, you know, to me, addicts, you know, I think that they're the best people to actually turn their life over to God, because we all got it right on whenever anybody is in addiction for anything. You've got all the tools that you need to follow God and to know what to do. It's just you don't have God in that place. You put your addiction there. And if you take everything like that and put it into God, it's amazing what happens. 3 years ago, I wouldn't have been up here. You probably wouldn't even trust me to even walk by your car in the parking lot. You know, I'd take your radio, your rims, or whatever. But, I mean, now I've been helping out here at the church.
Quite a bit, yeah.
You know, quite a bit, as much as possible. I like being able to give back, try to show people that I've changed, what God's done in my life. Right after I took him into my life, though, it was a struggle. The night after I went home from church, giving my life to Christ, it really took a toll on me and my children's mother. We got in a fight that night. The devil tends to attack you as soon as you give it all. You know, he starts to attack you, try to bring you down, no, you don't want that. No. And we got in a fight, caused a lot of problems. I about lost my relationship and my children over it. But by the grace of God, we both turned our lives over to Christ that night, and we've had a lot of friends, family members that's helped support us and get us through it. Going through some things in my life right now, trying to get my children back because of my addiction. But I know that, God's with me, and He's always going to be, always has been, or else I wouldn't be here. That's a fact. And being here, helping out, being able to help people, it sort of helps me to be able to give back to the community. And I don't do it for, recognition of anything. I've had a lot of people tell me when I do things for them, thank you, thank you. And I tell them, no, just give it up to God. Because if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here, and I wouldn't be doing it, It's a totally different lifestyle for me. So I'm new at this still. I'm like a baby, learning how to grow. So, but that's my life sort of in a short sense of that. If you want to know any more, I'm here throughout the week. You'd always get a hold of me. With that, I close. Thank you.
That's awesome. Yeah.